Hello. This is the Headbanging Zulu here. I hope you can see that, Greg. There's a little snow action when I got off the train. As you can see, it's not much. Yeah, it's alright. I had a bit of lag when I held that up. I don't know what's causing it, but we're back to normal. But I just thought I'd show you, Greg, what it's like. Basically, what happened yesterday is when I was down south, it was clear, no snow. So what happened was I got on the choo-choo train. It's about an hour and 40-minute journey from Reading to Birmingham New Street. Then you get off at Birmingham New Street. It's another 50-minute journey to a station not far from where I live. And that photograph I took when I was at the station. But then last night I decided on some fish and chips. Now, if you don't know what fish and chips is, that's our national dish, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You can go all over the world, but you'll never buy fish and chips like you get in the UK. They're the best in the world. And there's one of the best chip shops in the country, not far away from me. They've won a huge amount of prizes. And so I fancied a bit of their cod last night. When I was walking up there, it was raining. Then we had the massive snow blizzard last night. It just snowed and snowed and snowed. But when we got up this morning, most of it's clear, but there's still a residue on the ground. And that's the weather here, Greg. It's not very nice. But I just thought I'd show you that, because that picture I've shown you on my phone was taken about 3 miles away from here. Anyway, let's have some vinyl action, as Greg would say. And here's a record Greg would appreciate more than me. This is a record I've had for a long time. And this is Rush, A Farewell to Kings. This is in beautiful condition. And I'm not going to dwell on this album because everybody's, I think, shown this album. But here's my copy. And I hope you can see the track listing alright on the back. But yeah, Greg will tell me if it's a good one. I think it's one of their better ones. I may be wrong, but I'm sure Greg will correct me. That's his. It's a Canadian band, and he'll know about that one. But a band I do know about is this one, and this is one of my most prized possessions I'm going to show you in record collecting. And this is Led Zeppelin original pressing #2 album, and it's on the Atlantic label. I think it was around 68 to 69. If you have a look inside, it's got a lovely internal cover. Hope it's not, it looks like I'm getting lag on this, hope not. But yeah, a lovely cover inside. Sorry about the glare. And it's got the track listing is up there of it, and that is one of my most prized collections. It's in good condition. The actual vinyl is excellent plus. It's in amazing condition. I can't remember where I picked it up, but I've had it for a long time. As you may know, 2 members of Zeppelin came from down south. Planty and Bono came from the West Midlands. Robert Plant, he's from Kidderminster, and I think Bonzo came from somewhere near Wolverhampton or somewhere. There were 2 local lads. And I will show you the vinyl of it. It's an Atlantic pressing, and I absolutely love this album. It's a bit dirty, but I haven't played it. As you can see, it's in perfect condition. I'm sorry about the glare. I'm struggling really bad this morning with glare. I'm sorry about that. It's on the Atlantic label. It's 1969, but there's no marks or damages or anything like. Oh yes, there is. There's a slight scratch. That's right. But one of the tracks is a slight damage, but I think that can come off. But it's an excellent piece of vinyl. But it's an original pressing of Led Zeppelin #2 album, and you don't see many of these now. And when you do, they tend to go for a really high premium now. Anything to do with the big 4, i.e. Motorhead, Zeppelin, Purple, or Priest, now is very expensive in record stores. The next album, I know again, is being shown 1,000 times on the VC, but it's a very important album to me, and that's why I want to re-show it. Because without this album, this is the album that made me into a heavy metal record collector. I'd been listening to heavy metal since about 1973. It was Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, and I'd already discovered bands like Thin Lizzy, Motorhead, Queen, and a load of others. I can remember Paranoid. I reckon that was around about 77, 78, maybe a bit later, and that's when I sort of was aware of rock. I've been listening to it all my life basically, but when I started actually collecting it, that means using my money to buy the stuff, was Iron Maiden Live After Death. Bruce Dickinson had a song called Run to the Hills, and I've got the original pressing of it somewhere around here. I want to show you, but this is a very, very important record to me. I can't emphasise it enough. It's got a beautiful insert, and this is the original pressing, and of the actual tour. I may be wrong, but I believe it was at Long Beach Arena, but it's just an amazing record. Every track on here is a killer. Again, I hope you can see this. Sorry for the glare. My favourite's Rime of the Ancient Mariner. I've always loved that track. Some people don't like it. Some people think it goes on too long, but I absolutely love it. And this is what sets this album apart from other albums. It's got to be one of the top 10 greatest concert albums ever, in my opinion. Even I'd go as far as to say top 5. But Run to the Hills was the first record that I bought, and I bought it when it came out. I believe that would have been about 81, 82, and that's when I knew I was going to collect heavy metal, and it's a very, very important record to me. So that's why I want to show it today. It's Iron Maiden's Live After Death. I've got this on the CD. I think they've reissued it, but this is an original. They used to be very easy to get hold of, but now obviously with the increase of vinyl and all the price increases, it probably isn't anymore. Again, I'm sorry about the glare. It's got a bit wide against this weather we're having. I hope it's not spoiling your enjoyment, but I've got one more record, and it shocked me, and I didn't even know I had it. And that means you got too many records, Steve, and that's 12-inch of Painkiller by Judas Priest, but this one's red vinyl copy. And you've got Painkiller, which is obviously your main track, and it was produced by Chris Tanzagarides and Judas Priest. But United's on here as well, which I didn't really like. It's a bit of a poor track. But one of my favourite Judas Priest tracks on here, Better By You, Better Than Me. I absolutely love that track. And it was funny, really, because when I went to see Rob Halford, this is when he left Judas Priest after the Painkiller tour. But that's what's on the back. And I just want to show you the vinyl. It is a red vinyl. There you go. It's red vinyl copy. And I never even knew I had this. What surprise! I'm sorry, of the light. You can see there, but I never even knew I had this in the collection until this morning. And I was sorting through some records to show today, and it sort of jumped out at me, and I went, "Wow, didn't know I had that." But yeah, that's the surprise. But I apologise again for the glare. But we're having some strange weather here. I always say it's only in England you can have this sort of weather we get. 1 minute it's snowing and blizzards, the next minute you think you're on a beach in the summer, then it goes back to snow, and that's why everybody drops like flies with the flu. But I hope you've enjoyed this little offering, and just love each other, and I'll say goodbye to the next one. Thank you very much, and enjoy. Thank you.